Let's be honest, $300,000 used to mean something. It used to buy you a home, a car, and maybe even a few years of peace before the HOA came knocking. But in 2025, $300,000 in some cities gets you a parking spot, maybe a closet with a window if you're lucky. So today, we're asking one question. How much house does $300,000 actually get you in different parts of the US? From Texas to California to Florida and beyond, we're taking a tour of America's most confusing real estate market. Grab a drink, hit that like button, and let's take a depressing, educational journey through the housing market of 2025. Born California, we're in the land of dreams and debt. All right, let's start with the obvious one. California, the state where dreams go to live in overpriced apartments. So what does $300,000 get you in the Golden State? In Los Angeles, it gets you a box. A 400 square foot studio with vintage charm, which basically means the building's older than the Declaration of Independence. No parking, shared laundry, and a view of your neighbor's wall. In San Francisco, $300,000 gets you a bathroom. Not a house with a bathroom, just the bathroom. Maybe if you're lucky, it comes with a window. Move inland though, Fresno, Bakersfield, or Sacramento, and suddenly $300K gets you a modest 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on a quiet street. It's not Malibu, but at least you're not sharing your driveway with raccoons and roommates. Still, let's be honest, in most of California, $300,000 isn't a budget, it's a down payment. So unless your name's on a Marvel movie, it might be time to keep scrolling Zillow. So in Texas, where everything's bigger, including the houses. Now we're talking. In Texas, $300,000 still means something. In Dallas, that buys you a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a garage, yard, and enough space to actually swing your arms without hitting a wall. In Houston, it gets even better. Maybe 2,000 plus square feet, a modern kitchen, a fenced backyard, and neighbors who actually wave hello instead of calling the HOA. Head to smaller cities like San Antonio or Waco, and $300K starts feeling like monopoly money. You can get a brick home with a patio, a game room, and a grill area big enough to host a Texas-sized BBQ. Sure, you'll melt in summer, and your electric bill might be a horror movie, but at least you'll have air conditioning and a mortgage that won't destroy your soul. 3. Florida, the land of sunshine, gators, and HOA fees. Florida, the land where you can get a tan and a hurricane insurance quote in the same day. So what does $300,000 get you here? In Miami, maybe a 1-bedroom condo with ocean view, which really means if you lean out your window and squint. And don't forget the HOA fees, sometimes $700 a month just to keep the pool blue. But go north a little, Orlando, Tampa, or Jacksonville, and $300K gets you a decent suburban home. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, palm trees in the yard, and neighbors who will 100% own a golf cart. In Pensacola or Ocala, $300,000 gets you space. We're talking full yard, screened porch, maybe even a little pool. It's affordable, sunny, and weirdly full of people named Karen who own 3 parrots. Still, Florida gives you a lot more house than the coasts, as long as you can survive the humidity, mosquitoes, and insurance premiums. For New York, concrete jungle, tiny apartments. Now let's go where dreams go to die. New York. $300,000 in Manhattan? Laughs in rent control. You'll get about 150 square feet. A studio the size of your car. It'll have open concept everything, meaning your bed, kitchen, and toilet are all in the same shot. In Brooklyn, you might find a co-op apartment, but prepare for a $1,200 monthly HOA and a lifetime of passive-aggressive elevator conversations. Head upstate though, Buffalo, Rochester, or Syracuse, and it's a whole new world. $300,000 buys you a full home, backyard, driveway, and maybe even a second bathroom, which in New York City terms is a luxury resort. So yeah, $300K in Manhattan buys you a shoebox. $300K in Buffalo buys you peace, privacy, and maybe even snow boots. 5. Georgia, sweet tea and square footage. Next stop, Georgia. In Atlanta, $300K is a tight squeeze. You'll get a condo downtown or a small house outside the city limits. Traffic's bad, but hey, at least it's cheaper than LA, and you can still find a Chick-fil-A on every corner. Drive just 45 minutes out to Macon or Savannah, and $300K buys a 4-bedroom home with a big yard and wraparound porch. Cost of living? Chef's kiss. The only catch, humidity and pollen levels that could choke a T-Rex. 6. Arizona, desert deals and sunburned steals. In Phoenix, $300,000 gets you a modern townhouse or a smaller suburban home. Clean, spacious, but prepare for 120-degree summers. In Tucson, $300K goes even further. Big yard, mountain views, and architecture straight from Pinterest. You'll save on heating, but you'll spend it all on sunscreen and bottled water. Still, you can't beat sunsets that look like movie scenes. 7. Ohio, the internet's favorite joke. That's winning the game. Everyone laughs at Ohio until they see the prices. In Columbus, $300,000 buys a full-sized 4-bedroom home in a clean neighborhood. In Cleveland or Toledo, you might get something even bigger, plus an actual garage and basement. No beach, no palm trees, no hype. But you know what? It's affordable, peaceful, and comes with neighbors who probably still shovel your driveway just to be nice. 8. North Carolina, balance between cheap and charming. In Charlotte, $300,000 gets you a decent townhouse or small single-family home. In Raleigh or Greensboro, you'll get something even better. 3 bedrooms, fenced yard, great schools nearby, warm weather, affordable taxes, and enough sweet tea to fill a swimming pool. It's like Florida, but with less chaos and fewer alligators. 9. Colorado, beautiful but bring your wallet. In Denver, $300,000 doesn't go far anymore. You'll be lucky to get a 1-bedroom condo near a decent park. But in smaller cities like Colorado Springs or Pueblo, $300K can still buy you a cute house with mountain views and that Pinterest cabin aesthetic. Just remember, you'll spend $50 a month on chapstick because the air's so dry. 10. Bonus round, the Midwest surprise. In Iowa, Kansas, or Nebraska, $300,000 makes you feel rich. We're talking 2,500 square foot homes, backyards big enough for football games, and neighbors who bring you pie for no reason. Sure, there's not a lot of nightlife, unless you count Walmart after 9 p.m., but you'll sleep well knowing your mortgage is half the national average. The big takeaway. So what did we learn today? $300,000 in California gets you anxiety. $300,000 in Texas gets you a castle. $300,000 in Florida gets you humidity, HOA fees, and flamingos in your yard. $300,000 in Ohio gets you a full house and a peaceful life. Same money, totally different realities. And honestly, it's kinda wild. One country, one currency, but completely different universes depending on your zip code. So next time someone says $300K doesn't buy much anymore, just smile and say, depends where you look. Because in America 2025, real estate isn't just about money. It's about location, luck, and whether or not you're okay living next to a tornado, a gator, or a guy named Kyle who plays drums at 2 a.m. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me where you'd move if you had $300K. And give this video a like, because somewhere out there, your dream house is waiting. Probably in Texas. And if not, hey, there's always Ohio.